and welcome to A Look Inside. And today we are covering the different religions first-year med students will need to understand when they have to handle their future professions. Our first guest today is Caroline, and she is of the Jehovah's Witness religion. She is here to tell us her views on everything from blood transfusion and beyond, according to the Jehovah's Witnesses. So let's get started. Caroline, please start by telling us how long you've been involved in this religion.
I've been raised in this religion since birth due to the fact that my parents and relatives are.
Please tell us your views on blood transfusion.
According to both Old and New Testament, clearly commands us to abstain from blood. We avoid taking blood not only in obedience to God, but also out of respect for Him as the giver of life.
Well, what about donating blood?
We aren't allowed to donate blood either. As a Jehovah's Witness, blood represents life and must be handled with respect and not stored or reused. This is most important when their blood is taken for testing.
So, say you had a bum liver and you need a new one. Can you receive a transplant?
It may be acceptable as long as blood is removed from the organ to be transplanted.
It's very interesting. Now, what about preventative contraception and abortion?
Preventative contraception is acceptable to Jehovah's Witnesses, but not the morning after pill, or any method that effectively terminates a pregnancy. When it comes to abortion, we believe that human life begins at conception and do not therefore approve of termination if the termination of a pregnancy is the only means of saving a mother's life. The choice is up to each individual.
Well, I think that's fair. Does the gender of the doctor have to match the gender of the patient? And can they give a vaccination to you?
The gender of the doctor and patient do not have to be the same. I have a girl doctor or a guy doctor, whichever I choose, and vaccinations are allowed and common.
Well, that makes things easier when you have to go to the doctor. What are your views on mental illness?
Mental illness may be viewed by us as spiritual weakness or as a result of evil influences. We may therefore distrust psychiatric therapy, preferring to treat mental illnesses within their own group.
I read that when you are in the hospital, Jehovah's Witnesses are likely to prefer to pray in private with the curtains drawn around their bed. Do you do that? Is that true?
Yes, completely. When my grandmother was sick in the hospital, we did a lot of praying in those cautions.
She spelled it wrong.
Oh.
What about diet restrictions?
The issue of blood is also relevant when it comes to our diet. Anything that contains blood or blood products is unacceptable, as is meat from an animal that has been strangled or shot and not bled properly. In fact, some Jehovah's Witnesses do not eat meat at all.
Is there a way for the doctor in the emergency room or other medical field to identify you as a Jehovah's Witness?
Most witnesses carry a special card that identifies them as such, and directs medical staff to avoid using blood or blood products in their treatment. The card also releases the hospital from responsibility regarding the consequences of such limited treatment. If signed, data and witness, these are not to be taken as authority and cannot be override them.
Well, that's good. Lastly, who decides how much information is passed on to your family about your medical condition?
A Jehovah's Witnesses patient must be asked in private what information may be passed on to their family or other visitors.
Thank you, Caroline, for your time. And after this commercial break, we will be back with our next guest, who is here to talk about the Hasidic Jewish religion.